Hello, everyone. So today we are um, going to talk about how to express or how to embody the divine feminine. But before we start, I wanted to say, for those of you who know me, you know I'm on a divine counterpart journey. Um, but things have changed. I've basically released my energy and stopped, I guess, chasing. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not done with the journey. I see the journey as something that's bettering myself, but as far as he's concerned, I'm done. I had a huge realization, and I'm really upset with myself for everything. If you want more details, I have that on my TikTok. I have that video linked in the pinned comment if you want to see, if you want to hear specifics of what happened this morning in regards to my divine counterpart journey. But I just want to say I'm done. I'm done talking about it. I'm continuing on it as far as the healing, as far as elevating, things like that. But as far as everything else, I'm taking a step back. If he chooses to come into my life, I am open. I'm open to talk. I welcome him in. But as far as talking about it anymore, I'm not going to talk about him anymore. Um, I'm done. I am done. So let's go ahead with um, embodying divine feminine energy. So next weekend we're going to do embodying how to embody the divine masculine. And again, this is not about gender. It's about or sex. It's about energy. You can be physically female and be a divine masculine. You could be physically a man and be a divine feminine. Okay. Again, a lot of people tend to um, identify with form, which is saying, oh, divine feminine is a woman and a divine masculine is a male. No, that is not the case whatsoever. So, that being said, let's go ahead and start. So, the first thing that we're going to tackle is confidence. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say each quality and then I'm going to tell you, we're going to talk about how we embody this. So, confidence as a divine feminine. Confidence means, like what I just talked about with my divine counterpart, stop chasing. As a divine feminine, we do not chase. We are chased. We know that we know who we are. We are beautiful. We are smart. We are powerful. We do not need to chase anyone. And so a statement I put down, and for each statement, it's about writing down how you believe you can embody each one of these. So the first one is confidence. So what I wrote down is I can express confidence that realizing that beauty is subjective and knowing I am beautiful on the inside. And I know a lot of people talk about, oh, beauty's on the inside. That's what ugly people say. No, because when you're beautiful on the inside and people choose to get to know you anyway, they'll see that beauty reflected on the outside. That's why a lot of times when we have exes, we look at them after we really get to know who they are and we're like, ugh, what was I thinking? Well, at the time that we met them, that we were with them, we didn't really know who they were. And it was only after getting to know who they were inside did we look at them and say, ugh, what was I thinking there? So when it comes to confidence, I can express confidence by and write what you believe expressing confidence is. And I'm not talking about arrogance or conceit. I'm talking about confidence. Okay? So the next point is focus. What is focus? Focus is exactly what it says. If you have something to do, focusing on the task at hand. Not letting yourself get distracted. I can express focus by dedicating a lot of time specifically to the task at hand. Like for me, I have a schedule. I get up in the morning, Monday through Friday. I get up, I spend at, okay, I said, I get up, I do my morning routine, I get my coffee, I watch a YouTube video, whatever. And then from 9 to 11, I do my stenography. That's my focus, my stenography. Okay, 9 to 11, I'm doing this. Okay. I mean, as a single mom, yes, I have to tend to my kids too. But that's like a thing like getting up to go to the bathroom. Okay. So that is what that is. But I always say Monday through Friday, 9 to 11, I'm doing stenography. Afterwards, from 11 to 12, I'm doing Pilates. After 12, I'm recording, editing, uploading, or whatever it is I'm having to do today. That is focus. Focus is dedicating a lot of time specifically to the task at hand, scheduling. Because if you look at the Queen of Pentacles in tarot, she is every woman. She can do it all. However, she is not overburdened. She doesn't overburden herself. She is scheduled. She is focused. She allots time for a certain task and she's focused on that task during that time. Okay, so the next one is charisma. Well, what is charisma? Charisma charisma is kind of hard to explain. Charisma um, is how you get people to like you, right? I can express charisma by using my smile and sense of humor. That's how I express my charisma. How you express your charisma may be something else. And I don't mean being creepy, okay? Um, you can express charisma. It's schmoozing, right? That's how we schmooze. We use our charisma. How do you express your charisma? For me, is using my sense of humor and smiling. Okay? It allows you to be open enough to allow someone else to let down their guard. Next point is caring. I can express caring by being aware of my surroundings and offering help. Yes. Now, this has to be out of the goodness of your heart and not out of guilt. Caring. So for caring, being aware of my surroundings. I share an apartment with my daughter's grandmother, who is, um, I don't want to say feeble. She's feeble, but I don't want to say she's feeble. She kind of is. So I don't know how else to say it. So, you know, when I go out to the family room, if I see her doing something, hey, can I do that for you? Can I get you anything? Sometimes she loses her balance and she falls down, making sure I go out there and I help her up. Even though she doesn't want the help, right? One of those women who's very strong. She's a Queen of Pentacles. But she is at a point where she doesn't need to be anymore. But it's that sense of pride, right? It's if I see someone struggling with something, hey, can I help you with that? You know, if you're at the store and someone is struggling with groceries, hey, can I help you put that in your car? Hey, can I help you carry that? Um, Things like that, right? Caring, being aware of your surroundings, and offering to help. Look at all of the times you see accidents, you see fights, you see. And what do people do with the camera? Filming. It's like, why aren't you trying to do something? Now, if it's a fight, do I suggest you get involved in the fight? No. That's dangerous. You're putting yourself in danger. But you could call the police. You know, make it known that, hey, there's a fight going on. We need to break this up with the camera. No. Car accident. with the camera. No. Well, you're standing with their camera, but did you check on the people? Are they all right? Do you need to call the cops? Um, do you need to help them? I'm not saying you have to be Superman, but have a sense of caring. Hey, you're struggling. Do you need help? Next one is compassion. I can express compassion by listening and showing understanding. Yes. Compassion. We see someone, we see someone crying. Hey, are you okay? Do you need an ear to, do you need a shoulder to cry on? Do you need someone to listen to you? And whatever their problem is, not judging them, trying to show some understanding about what they're going through. A lot of times it's not an uncommon thing that people are crying about, right? Oh, my boyfriend broke up with me. Oh, my dad just died. We can we can what's the word I'm thinking about? We can relate to things like that. And we can use that ability to relate to show compassion to other people. Next point is trustworthy, being trustworthy. I can express being trustworthy by keeping my word and not making promises I can't keep. A lot of times we make promises we know we can't keep just to make someone else happy. But do we end up being trustworthy? No. Because it's like, well, you said you were going to do this and you backed out. Did you know that you weren't going to be able to do this? Did you know that you were overscheduled? Did you know there was a chance that you wouldn't be able to accomplish this? It's about not telling people what they want to hear, right? If someone says, "Hey, can you give me a ride tomorrow?" And if you like literally can't, saying no, sorry, I literally can't give you a ride. Even if there's a chance, even if you think you may not be able to give them a ride, say it. Hey, I think you should find, I might not be able to do it. I don't want to make you a promise that I'm going to be able to drive you if there's a chance I may not be able to. Okay? Being trustworthy. If you borrow money from someone and say, I'm going to pay you back, make sure. And if you can't, if you say, I'll pay you back in a week and you can't, calling them up and say, hey, I know I said I was going to pay you back this week, but such and such came up. You know, can can um, can I pay you back on this day? Next one we have is intuition. I can use my intuition by standing up for what I know to feel right. So basically, listening to your intuition. If someone, um, let's say, asks you out on a date, and you're just like your intuition, that little voice is saying, "I wouldn't do that." Um, Saying, "You know what? I'm sorry, I'm not interested." Oh, um, if so, whatever your intuition tells you, that nagging little voice. I know what I talked about. There's a difference between your gut instinct and your intuition. Okay. However, your gut instinct it's a visceral feeling, right? You could feel like the knot in your stomach. You could feel like the lump in your throat. Just it sometimes you feel nauseous. But then there's that little voice in your head that's like, you know what? I shouldn't go. I shouldn't go out with this person. I shouldn't go to this event. I shouldn't do this. And trusting that little voice. How many times do we tell ourselves, "Oh, you know what? I I had a bad feeling about this. I knew I shouldn't have done this, but I did it anyway." A lot of times we go out. It's going outside that comfort zone in a negative way, saying, "You know what? I don't really I kind of feel like I shouldn't go, but I'm going to go to make this person happy." And then something bad happens. So the next one is called being fair, unbiased. Okay. I can show fairness by understanding all options fully before making a decision. Yes. Um, we have a decision, right? to do something, whatever it happens to be. Let's say we get 2 job offers and we don't know which one to pick. Well, it's about, okay, I have job offer A and job offer B. What does the pros and cons of A, the pros and cons of B, and wherever the pros outweigh the cons, that's what I'm going to be. Instead of having a decision to make and saying, um, well, allowing one side to talk you into it, we're talking about being fair. Let's say um, your parents are having a fight, right? Your dad says your mom's wrong, and your mom says your dad's wrong. You choose who's right, and you're like, well, if you choose dad's side, mom's gonna get mad, and if you choose mom's side, dad's gonna get mad. Oh, you favor. But if you say, okay, each of you state your position, and then I will make a judgment based on how I feel about each of your positions. Being able, because look at judges, right? They hear both sides before making a um, a a decision. It's fairness. Okay, I heard your side. I heard your side. Now I'm going to make a decision based on what I heard, or read, or saw, or whatever. Um, so the next one we have is nurturing. I can express nurturing by taking good care of those I love and offering to help with good cheer. Taking care of those I love. My kids, my man, if I had one, taking care. Right now, I have 2 roommates, right? And so I choose nurturing by looking after my daughter's grandma. But if my um, daughter's dad comes home, when my daughter's dad comes home, you know, um, if he needs help with something, helping him. If he needs to make a phone call that he can't make during the day because he's at work, saying, "Hey, do you want me to make that call for you?" Offering help with good cheer, saying, "Hey, no, here, let me help you with that. I'm happy to help you." Taking good care of people that we love. Okay. A lot of these, I talk about, and people are like, "Well, yeah, that's just common sense." Well, if you see how things are today, there are no feminine and masculine. There's just little girls and little boys. We have toxic femininity, um, which I did a video on toxic femininity. So going back to that, yeah, we have toxic femininity and toxic masculinity. Alpha males are toxic masculines. Okay, that's toxic masculinity. And like I said, next weekend I'm going to do a video on toxic masculinity. But we have toxic femininity, the pick-me girls. Okay, women who don't support other women. Look at all of these, especially with influencers, look at all of these battles. This influencer is against that influencer, and oh, what is it called? Like they reveal, like, oh, look at what this person did. It's none of your business. Okay? It's about if you see an influencer or YouTuber or whoever doing something you don't agree with, instead of exposing them, just be like, you know what? I'm not going to get involved. I'm not putting that in my energy. Okay? But instead, it's about gossiping and hating and all of this stuff. Okay? There, it comes down to self-love, healing the past trauma. That's how we become divine feminines. Healing past trauma and cultivating self-love, both of which I wrote books on in my Coffee account. We have generosity. I can express generosity by freely giving of my time and resources. Now, there is um, there's a line there, okay? Being generous and being overbearing, giving of your time. And when I talk about giving of your time and resources freely, I'm talking about when it comes to divine femininity, you're putting yourself first. We were talking about scheduling, right? Devoting allotted points of time to different things. So for me, it's, let's see, for myself, generosity. Generosity is saying, you know what? I have all of these old clothes that I don't want anymore. I go on Facebook or Nextdoor or Facebook Marketplace. I say, hey, here's some free clothes. Anybody who wants it. Okay. Hey, I have a couple extra dollars. Let me give a couple dollars to this person or that person, this homeless person, that homeless person. Okay. Um, but not to say, giving freely of your time is becoming overbearing and controlling, saying, let me do it, I can do it. No, 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 no. Really, I'll do it. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you. It becomes overbearing, right? Generosity is saying, hey, if someone says, hey, can you help me with this? Saying, and you have the time, the spare time to do it, saying, hey, yeah, sure. Just let me know. Hey, if you need help with that, let me know. Of course, if you're like, hey, oh, I see you're moving. If you need help, let me know. And then they call you and you're like, hey, can you help me move? And you are in the middle of something and you're like, oh, I know I said that I was going to help them, but I'm really involved in doing what I'm doing right now. This is my allotted time to do this. Getting up and saying, oh, I could do this later. No, this is saying, oh, hey, I can't help right now. I'm actually in the middle of something really important. I'll let you know when I'm done, and if you still need help, I'll help you. They might get, yeah, a little perturbed and say, well, you said if I need help that you'll help me. Well, yes, within reason. If I'm not doing anything at the time that you ask me, sure, happily, I give of my time. You need to borrow a pot or pan? Sure, I'm not using it right now. Go ahead. Okay. So the next one is being helpful. I can express helpfulness by happily giving my assistance when asked. This is a lot of giving, right? Giving of our time, giving of our resources, giving our assistance. It's that giving. Okay. However, if you find yourself giving and not receiving in return, you have every right to stop giving. You can say, no, I'm sorry, I can't. Will everybody be okay with it? No. They're just going to be like, well, selfish, or you're just rude, you're just mean. Well, that is their perception of you. That is not a perception of you. That is a perception of them. It is their perception of you. It's not who you are. You have the right to say, you know what, I will give the shirt off my back for you. But if I don't receive something in return, then what am I doing? Yes, it should be from the goodness of your heart, not because you expect something in return. No, if I say, oh yeah, here, you can, oh yeah, you can have my paper towel roll, sure, no problem. But you find yourself giving your paper towels almost every day or every week, and they never give you back any paper towels. Then you can say, well, no, I need my paper towels. You can't have them. Because that person is just taking, 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 and they're never giving you back any paper towels. So it's like, that is overgiving. Okay? You need to find a spot where there's reciprocity, where there's an equal give and take. Okay? You but on the flip side, it's not saying, okay, I'm gonna give you these paper towels, but I expect something in return. Don't use the word expect. It makes you look like there it makes you look bad. How many times do we see people, oh, they're so, for me, it's the people that film themselves giving money to the homeless or giving food to the homeless. Look at what a good person I am. Okay, I'm filming it so everybody knows what a good person I am. It'll give me views and likes because I'm such a good person. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about walking down the street, seeing a homeless person, say, here's a 20, here's a 10, and not expecting it to be filmed. Here's some food. Not expecting it to be filmed. Although my son did tell me about something. If people are asking for food, a lot of times the worst thing you could do is buy them food and give it to them, because there's a thing that's been going around where people will buy food for homeless people, tamper with it, and give it to them, and the homeless person ends up sick. So if they say, if you see someone who's like, oh, um, can I have some money for food? Okay, yeah, and you're like, well, I don't want to give them money because I don't want them to buy alcohol or drugs. Buy them a gift card for Subway or McDonald's or Taco Bell. Because also, you don't know if that
I like
person has,
McDonald's too.
you don't know if that person has allergies, food allergies. You know? My thing is, I'm planning on just buying a bunch of gift cards for different um, restaurants, like fast food places, or like, and if someone is like, oh, need money for food, here you go. There you go. There's some here. This is a $20 at Taco Bell or McDonald's or Wendy's. You can go get yourself some food. You know. But that's besides the point. Anyway, moving on, we have beauty. I can express beauty by employing self-care, eating mindfully, intuitively, exercising, makeup, body care, skincare, loving myself, pampering myself, um, loving the temple that I was given. Okay, and I'm not saying you have to wear makeup. No, I'm just talking about taking care of your skin, your body, exercising, eating well. I was watching a tarot reading earlier, and they were talking about eating more fruits and vegetables, which I need to do. I have not eaten very many fruits and vegetables. I definitely need to do that. I've been eating a lot of junk lately, which I shouldn't be doing, but I do. So the next one is abundance. I can express abundance by letting go and being grateful, knowing that the universe is my provider. That is a tough one. That is a tough one for a lot of people to grasp, whether you are masculine or feminine. Grasping the concept of letting go and being grateful. Because a lot of times we look at what we have or what we don't have, and it's kicking chicken. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to be grateful when when we look at the stuff we have or the stuff we don't have, be grateful for what? But that's when you want to be grateful. Do you have a place to live, a roof over your head? That's one thing to be grateful for. Do you have a kitchen with food? Another thing. A bed to sleep in? That's another thing. A car? That's another thing. There was something I was seeing. It was from I think it was called Law of Attraction something channel. What was his name? It was like Randy or something. Robert. And he does a gratitude, what does he call it? A gratitude, he does a gratitude thing where he sets his timer for 5 minutes, takes out a piece of paper, and for 5 minutes just start writing what he's grateful for. And he's like, you know what? He's like, I just look around the room and write what I'm grateful for. Oh, I'm grateful for my medication. I'm grateful for my incense. I'm grateful for my pine cone. I'm grateful for my lamp. I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful for my picture. I'm grateful for my TV. And it might sound stupid, saying, "Oh, I'm grateful for my cup of coffee." Be grateful that you have the cup of coffee. Be grateful that you have a TV. Other people don't. Great. Be grateful you have a roof over your head. Some people don't. You have a bed. Some people don't. You have um, a fan. Some people don't. Okay? It sounds, when you think about it, it sounds kind of dumb. Why am I going to be grateful for what I have when it's not what I want. Because when you're grateful for what you have, it allows you to make space for more good things. If you have a car that's kind of a hoopty and you're like, I'm not going to be grateful for my hoopty, well, then you're going to stay with the hoopty. But if you're like, I'm grateful for my hoopty, it gets me from A to B. I love my car, however junky. The universe is like, wow, look at how much look how much that person loves their car, loves and is grateful for their car. Let's get them a new one. They'll be even more grateful and more happy. Yeah. But if you're like, I don't like my hoopty, it's ugly, it's stupid. Well, A, your hoopty's gonna break down. And the universe is gonna be like, see, karma. Now you're not even gonna get another. Now you can't even be grateful for the car you have because it don't run. I remember, this makes me think of something. I remember when was I pregnant? No, I don't remember if I was pregnant or not with my daughter. No, this was after, but I was living with her dad, my oldest daughter's dad, and he had a BMW. And, but he was proud of his BMW. Oh, I have a BMW, right? But it was in the garage and it was up on blocks, no tires. And so I went into the garage and he was like, "Look at my BMW." And I was like, "Uh-huh." And he's like, "What, man? It's like the what do they call it? The ultimate driving machine." I'm like, "But it has no tires. Right now it's the ultimate piece of shit." He got so mad when I said that. I'm like, "It's not driving anywhere. It doesn't have any tires." You know? And that's what I'm talking about. But see, with him, eventually he got tires for that car and he got a sound system. And it was good because he was like, man, look at my car. It doesn't have any tires, but it's the ultimate driving machine and I like it. I love it. He eventually got that car on wheels and a sound system and it was okay. It was good. It was his baby, but I was like, oh, it's okay. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. At the time I was like, what? There's no wheels. But he kind of understood it. He was proud of it. He loved it. Okay?
Look at this.
Yeah, you showed me this.
That looks good.
It does. Well, I've made you eggs before and you didn't eat them. Ooh, look at
Good.
that. Um, so that's what I'm talking about, abundance. Letting go and being grateful, knowing God is the provider. God always provides, or universe, or however you see it. Because in a way, the universe does. Look at the stuff around you. You may look around and say, man, I don't like all this stuff. I want new stuff. But you have a roof over your head. You have a bed to sleep in, a kitchen full of food, a car to drive. It may not be what you want, but at least you got it. There's so many people out there who don't have it, who would be grateful for your piece of shit car because it gets them from A to B. They would be grateful for your apartment that's kind of falling apart because at least you have a roof over your head and a bed to sleep in. Okay? Letting go and being grateful knowing that the universe is your provider. What do you want to manifest in your life? Is it money? Like me? I will show you. You see this? It's a, hear that? I have change in here. That's all I have. That's all the money I have. But you know what? I'm grateful for it. I keep this little piggy bank here on my altar to show my gratitude for the penny, for the quarter, for the nickel. I may not have all the money I want, but I will have it one day. Okay? That's my way of attracting money into my life is being grateful for every penny that I find. But it's also about giving. You know, by taking this money and saying to a homeless person, here, it's not much, but it's all I have, but here, it's yours. Because I know the universe is gonna bless me with more. Okay, looking at something and saying, "Oh, here you go, no problem. I'll get more. Don't worry about it." And really, truly believing that to the core of your soul, that no problem, the universe provides. Now, I'm not just saying, just sit there and go, "Well, you know what? I'm starving. I don't have any food, but the universe provides. I'm just going to wait here until my food is sitting in front of me." No, it's about clearing your mind and taking inspired action. That's why I'm doing this channel. That's why I'm doing my stenography. That's why I wrote books. That's why I provide personal readings and birth charts and astrocartography maps. That's my inspired action. Okay? So moving on, calm. I can express calm by taking a breath and pausing when experiencing a triggering situation. Yes. Yes. I know, like, especially with social media, we open that app or we open that website and out come the keyboard warriors saying things to someone that they wouldn't dare say to them in person. Okay. But in this case, it's especially with the election coming up. I always said I would vote for a baked potato before I voted for Trump. I follow Kamala Harris um, because I think, personally, I think she could make a really good president. I really honestly think so. I think she's worth a shot because I choose not to have a convicted felon and pedophile in office. But that's my opinion. My own opinion, my personal opinion. I am just stating my own view. So if that triggers you, remember, calm, taking a breath and pausing before you come at me. Okay? Um, but yes, if we experience a triggering situation, okay, because taking a moment to pause and take a deep breath clears our mind and allows us to react in a logical, rational way rather than popping off, right? Spouting stuff. That's what gets us in trouble. That's what starts the negative spike ball rolling, is by popping off and getting triggered and allowing that triggering to carry us. But if we can step back, take a deep breath, and stop and go, okay. Because once you take that deep breath, the correct reaction will allow you. For me, when I see something triggering online, scroll. I'm on a Twitter. I a lot of times I open Twitter and there's something about Trump, and I'm like, I either mute it or block the channel so I don't have to see it. Okay, I see something triggering. If I'm on a channel, if I watch a channel, I've unfollowed or unsubscribed to a lot of channels because the person running the channel, the creator, there are some creators I followed for years and I unfollowed them or unsubscribed because I didn't like what they were saying about something that was important to me, so unsubscribe. Um, that could be seen as taking it personally. But if a situation triggers me physically or mentally, then yes, I take it personally because it's affecting my energy and my sense of well being. Okay, so taking that breath and saying, okay, I am not gonna allow myself to be permeated with this negative energy. Okay, I'm going to block it, send it back. Okay, so Um, moving on, we have contentment. I can express contentment by being grateful for all I have, knowing the universe will always provide. This is just like abundance, right? Contentment, same thing. Being content with what you have. This doesn't mean not wanting more, but again, this is being like, you know what? I don't have the house I want, but I'm grateful for what I do have. I'm content. Okay? Not having the car I want, but being content with what I have. Because if you're in a constant state of need, I need a new car. You will always be in a state of need. Okay? The universe will put you in situations where you're always going to be needing something. And then it drives you crazy. So contentment, being content, okay, with what you have. Again, that does not mean that you can't want more for your life. You can always want more. You can always want better. But as long as you're content with what you have, and contentment is just being like, you know what, I'm good, I'm chill. I have no want or need for anything. And that means not saying, I want. Just saying, you know what, my car may not, is not, this is not the car I want. My dream car, like for me, my dream car is a BMW 735i. That's my dream car. But to say, you know what, at this point, I don't have a car, but for me to say, you know what, I'll go spend um, $5,000 on a used car. Because a used BMW is 325i is even a 2015 is $25,000. So I'm like, okay, well, let's start with a $5,000 car or a $3,000 car. I'll work my way up to a BMW, but I'm gonna love and be grateful for and be content with the car I do have, and I will continue to be that way until I get my BMW and I have my dream car. So next one is creativity. I can express creativity by exploring and acting on ideas that I intuitively receive. Yes. Les Brown, the motivational speaker, said the most, the wealthiest places on the planet are cemeteries because of the wealth of ideas and inventions that died along with people. Those people had that intuitive pull to do something, but they felt so down on themselves that they didn't even attempt it because they're like, why am I even going to try? I'm just going to fail at it. You know? I mean, that's what I do. I get intuitive ideas, I write them down on my clipboard. Okay, I had an idea to do this video. I had the idea to start this channel. I had the idea to train to be a court reporter. I had the idea to.
You didn't eat pizza.
I'm eating it right now. I had the idea to create my own tarot and oracle decks.
Cool.
Okay? It's about having that spark of an idea and saying, you know what, I'm going to go for it. I have an idea for photography art. Once I get the proper laptop and software, I'm going to start creating it. I have the idea and I wrote it down. It's about taking those creative ideas, writing them down, and saying, yeah, how can I start doing this? Okay? Um, Nature is the next one. I can express love of nature by spending time outside. Yeah, going outside, taking a walk in the woods, going camping. I grew up going camping, fishing. My dad always took my brother hunting. I was never interested in hunting. But fish, okay, to be on, I mean, yeah, okay. When we went camping, I was tasked at cleaning the fish, gutting them, and prepping them to take home with us. Okay, I remember when I lived with my dad, my oldest daughter's dad. Him and his brother would go fishing for trout, bring them home. I would clean them, gut them, butterfly them, and deep fry them. Okay, so but it's like stuff like fish, I guess, is different. But to kill like a deer or um, like a um, like a boar or something, no, I couldn't do it. Um, I guess I'm okay with fish because even when I was as my daughter's age, I was already cleaning and gutting fish. It was something that I just grew up doing. Okay, but nature, yeah, camping, fishing, hikes, nature parks, Yosemite. Um, I know there's Yellowstone, stuff like that. And honestly, I do like being outdoors. Going hiking, camping, I love the outdoors. I'm an earth sign. So it's very natural for me to love the outdoors. So the next one we have is enlightenment. I can express enlightenment by living in the present and being aware of negativity around me, within myself, and without. Enlightenment is the knowledge that we're all one. Plants, animals, human beings, inanimate objects, we're all one. Okay? Expressing enlightenment by living in the present, in the now. Forgetting about the past, forgetting about the future. Okay, not to discount the fact that our past makes us who we are. It's a part of who we are and who we will become. It does not define who we are. Okay, if you read the book I wrote on my life story, you would probably look at me now and say, you don't even seem like the type of person that has gone through something like that. But it's allowed me to be part of who I am now because I've been there, done that. Okay? Um, being aware of negativity around me within myself and without, within myself and within other people. Again, with calm, taking a step back and breathing and realizing that person is just in a low vibrational unconscious state. They're living from ego, they're reacting from ego. This is a reflection of them, not of me. I know who I am. I can handle my emotions. I can't handle their emotions. That's something that they have to handle themselves. I can react with calm and compassion and understanding to what they're spewing. And a lot of people I know are like, well, if someone's going to talk shit to me, I'm going to talk shit to them. No, no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. If someone calls you, a really bad name, you don't have to be like, oh yeah, well, you're this and this and this. No, you can just be, well, that's how you view me, then that's fine. I don't care if other people say bad things about me because I say good things about me. What I say about me is more important than what you say about me. Okay. Next one is femininity. We're almost done. Oh, we only have one more after this. So femininity. I can express femininity by self-love, self-care, loving my emotions and my shadows. Okay. Self-love, self-care. Feminines, we take good care of ourselves, our hair, our skin, our body. We love, even like for me, and you know what? I'm not embarrassed. I mean, look at, for me, I have all of this loose skin. See? All of this loose skin. All of this is loose skin. It's part of who I am. But do I stand in the mirror? Every time I take a shower, I take off all my clothes and I look at myself in the mirror. A lot of people are like, oh, I can't do that. Why? It's you you're looking at. You. By not looking at yourself in the mirror and not judging what you look like is a huge act of self-love. Do I like, do I absolutely adore the way I look like without clothes? No. No. But I look at myself and I'm like, you know what? I don't look that bad. I'm healthy. I have a nice shape. So what if I have loose skin? So what if I have scars? That's just part of who I am. That's what makes me unique. And if someone is gonna love me, they're gonna love me for who I am and what I look like. They're not gonna try to change me. Just like with anyone, you look at them and you're like, if you were to look at someone and go, ooh, they have a muffin top, they have um, uh, these things on the side, love handles, they have this, they have that. Okay, then they're not for you. Go find someone who is for you. Don't find someone and say, okay, now we're gonna work out. We're gonna get rid of those love handles. We're gonna get rid of that muffin top. We're gonna firm up that butt. No, then find someone who already has that. You can't change someone if they don't want to be. If You can't change someone who doesn't want to be changed. For me, it is what it is. Sorry, I'm eating. It is what it is. My body is the way it is. It's not going to change. Unless I get skin removal surgery, it's not going to change. Expressing femininity is looking at yourself and saying, you know what? I acknowledge that I have these flaws and I accept them. You don't have to. If you're overweight and you're like, I really want to lose weight, then do it. Accept the things I cannot change and change the things I can. I have to accept the things I cannot change about myself, the loose skin, the scars, the stretch marks. I can't change that. It is what it is. And so I have to say, you know what? Regardless of all that, I still feel like I look good. I look good. I feel good. I'm magnetic. I'm beautiful. Okay? Self-care, taking care of my hair, doing my makeup, putting my lotion on. Okay? Wearing clothes that flatter my body. Looking in the mirror and saying, you know what? If I weren't me, I'd hit on me. We're almost done. Loving my emotions and shadows. Loving my emotions. Understanding that I have positive emotions, I have negative emotions. Okay? But also loving my shadows. And loving your shadows comes with shadow work. Understanding that you have these negative emotions and being able to feel your way through it and saying, I have this negative emotion. Let me work through it and find out, why am I having this negative emotion? We talk about compassion, caring, understanding. That not only goes for other people, that goes for ourselves, for our emotions, even the negative ones. Okay? Loving our shadows. And the last one, self-awareness. I can express self-awareness by noticing my negative emotions, reactions, and taking accountability. Yes. The age of victimization. Oh, I'm the way that I am because of this. Well, you made me this way. You made me do it. No, that is not self-awareness. Because no one can make you do anything. We have the capacity to do whatever we want and to do whatever and to not do whatever we don't want to do. So to blame who you are, what you did on someone else, total falsehood. You chose to do that. Dr. Phil, okay? Dr. Phil is an iffy subject. Some people love him, some people hate him. I love him, okay? He says, choose the action, choose the consequences, okay? If you got into an argument with someone and you ended up popping them in the face, you made me do that. Well, no, they didn't. You made you do that. You chose to do that, okay? Noticing your negative emotions, saying, I accept, acknowledge the fact that I am angry right now. Okay? Yes, I am angry. Taking accountability and saying, yes, I said what I said because I was angry at the situation. Taking accountability for what you did, not saying, you made me do that. No. Self-awareness. Yes, I messed up. Yes, I was wrong. Yes, I did that. Yes, because I was angry. Okay? So that was embodying the divine feminine. Okay, next weekend we're going to be doing embodying the divine masculine. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you think. All of these statements that I made are simply how I interpret each of these things. Yours could be different. I can't express whatever by, and then fill in the blank. I was thinking about turning this and the Divine Masculine into a book, 2 books, one each. Let me know what you think, if I should do that. Um, But thank you guys so much for watching. Down below is all of my information, my services, my social media. I will have the TikTok pinned in the comments. Um, my self-love and healing book are in my coffee shop that is linked in the description. Everything else is linked down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have an excellent weekend. Remember to spread love, joy, compassion, gratitude, and kindness. And I will see you next time.